All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So over the past 24 hours, we have seen some seismic shifts take place in the crypto market that I'm going to be covering in this video as Bitcoin sits at $94,000 with virtually no resistance ahead of it as it sits in price discovery right now. So what we have to talk about over the next few minutes is going to completely change the game. When we look at Google trend searches for Bitcoin, it is surging right now as the price hits a record high today. So retail is flooding back into the market. And when we look up the keyword XRP, you guys can see right now that XRP is spiking at 67 out of 100. When we look over the past 10 years, it's still below the high of April of 2021 of 100 and still below the high of January of 2018 of 69. Very nice. But when we scroll down here, when we look at interest by sub-region, we can see Dubai is number one, Abu Dhabi, and over on the eastern part of the world. But I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm going to share with you over the next few minutes because we have to talk about the entire altcoin market, what Ripple is doing with hundreds of banks, how the payment flow will work with Ripple and XRP across borders, across institutions. Donald Trump is in advanced talks to purchase a crypto trading platform. ARCAX adds tokenized money market funds from State Street, Fidelity, and LGIM launching on Hedera, XRP Ledger, and Arbitrum. And at the Ripple Apex event in Amsterdam this summer, Ripple and ARCAX founder announced an extension to their existing collaboration, which is expected to bring hundreds of millions of dollars of tokenized real-world assets onto the XRP ledger. Plus, we have this clip from Brad Garlinghouse in a recent interview talking about the Biden administration and their war on crypto, the XRP, the US dollar price chart, private collaborations between XRP, Cardano's ADA, and XLM. And these documents right here posted all over Twitter talking about HBAR potentially going to $15. So we have to get into the HBAR to the US dollar price chart and what would need to happen in order for that to take place. So we got a jam-packed video for you guys today. Comment 777 if you're feeling bullish, if you're feeling blessed. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So with XRP's price spiking over $1 over the past week, surging up over 100%, Google interest is increasing, over in the Middle East. I was out in Dubai during the Ripple Swell event and we saw advertisements everywhere. They were all over the freeway. Ripple has been going all out in other countries because of the war in the United States. They've had to expand their business offerings elsewhere, and other countries, want to absorb a lot of that market share because they're smart. They know what's coming to the crypto market. And because you guys are smart, you're watching this video, you're subscribing to the channel, most people aren't mentally, 99% of people out there are not mentally prepared for what the next few months will bring for altcoins. Could we see what happened back from 2016 to 2017 again? Well, you guys can see, cup and handle formations happen over and over and over again, but sometimes the formations get lost in the sauce because they take place over years, right? When we look at this chart here, going back to 2016, well, that's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yes, I have to count on my fingers because I'm kind of a retard like that, but that's 8 years. So most people forget about this because they're thinking day to day, and most people can't think past the weekend and what their plans are for Friday, Saturday night to go out and drink at the bars or what movies playing in theaters, right? When you want to become financially free and you pay attention to stuff like this, then this is how you set yourself up for life. For example, the way a cup and handle formation works is you see a crypto asset or a stock or anything that has a price chart rally up to a high, and then it sells off to form a low, but then you see this rounded bottom formation as it tries to recover back to the high. Now, on the first attempt at breaking the high, it doesn't happen and it gets rejected from that, and it forms this handle, which is either another rounded bottom, it could be a bull flag, which is lower lows and lower highs. And once we see confirmation and a break of the resistance, which is the previous highs that it struggled to break out from, we could potentially see a back test, or we just see the price rip to the upside. And the target for the breakout is the depth of the cup. For example, if we go back to 2013 right here, when Bitcoin was upwards of $1,100 at the peak of that bull run, then we saw this bear market kick in, go all the way down around $100, then start to make a recovery, and it get rejected from the high multiple times. We could draw the handle somewhere up here. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but the real key to understand here is by measuring from the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup, even if we were to measure down to where the bear market bottom wicked at, all the way down here, if we take this to the breakout point, roughly right around the end of April of 2017, you guys can see that the price well extended beyond the depth of the cup right here and rallied all the way up to nearly $20,000. Now, going to where we are today, measuring from the 2021 high to the recent high of March, you can see this is an even bigger cup and handle with the consolidation period that happened over the past 6 months just being an even bigger cup. Well, if we measure from the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup and we draw that to the breakout point that just happened recently right here, well, that brings the potential target to $320,000. Now, if that were to happen for Bitcoin, that would send altcoins to the moon, because as more liquidity flows into Bitcoin, then that liquidity starts to trickle down to the large cap, mid caps, and micro cap projects. So we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg of what's to come for the crypto market when you just base this off a cup and handle pattern.
Hey bull runners, this is super time sensitive, especially if you're looking to stack more crypto before the bull run is over. Did you know that Visa and Mastercard lost a $5.5 billion class action lawsuit for imposing unfair fees on merchants and business owners? So if you own a business, or if you know any business owners that process payments with Visa or Mastercard between 2004 and 2019, that's 15 years, you could actually be owed a refund of 1 to 1.5% of your total revenue from that period. That's a lot of money. For example, this business that generated 1.6 million in credit card revenue during those years is getting back $28,000. This business that generated over 7 million is getting back $93,000. And this business that generated over $20 million during those years is getting back over $320,000. That's money they didn't even know was on the table. And all they did was fill out a form through the link below this video. It literally takes less than a minute to see if you qualify, but you don't want to wait too long because the deadline to file is February 4th, 2025. So the sooner that you fill out the form below, the sooner that you can reclaim what's rightfully yours. Plus, if you don't have a business, you can actually earn 3% by referring businesses that do qualify by creating your affiliate account through the link below. So this is a no-brainer way to get money back in your pocket to use for your business, or if you want to use it for crypto or other assets to invest in, you can do that. So click the link below. Let's get you paid.
Now, where this gets even more exciting is when you look at companies like Ripple and how many bank IDs have been assigned to these biggest banks in the world that are going to be using Ripple in the near future. Why would they be assigning all these bank IDs if they weren't planning on working with these banks in some way, shape, or form to send money across borders? If you guys go to their website, I showed this in a previous video, a lot of these are in China, a lot of these are in Hong Kong, a lot of them are in Japan, and now with Trump getting into office, the United States with Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, you got JP Morgan, etc. All these biggest banks out here are going to start implementing Ripple's technology. So this following diagram represents a Ripple Payment Direct use case with 3 RippleNet nodes. You have country A, country B, you have the sending customer, you have Ripple, you have XRP at the center of it all, then the payout partner, the local clearing rails, then the beneficiary. So number 1, you, the sending customer, on node 1, enter payment information in the Ripple Payments user interface. Number 2, the intermediary, which is Ripple node 2, validates the transaction. If both the risk and compliant checks are successful, Ripple approves the transaction. Then the payout partner, which is node 3, now validates the transaction. If their compliance checks are successful, they approve the transaction. And then number 4, the most important part, is XRP is moved and converted to the destination currency for distribution by the payout partner. So XRP is the bridge currency. Now, in order to facilitate large-scale transactions, the price of XRP would need to be higher, even if they're instantly buying it and instantly selling it to deal with minimal slippage. In order to deal with those large-scale transactions, there has to be a large amount of liquidity. There has to be a large price for XRP, and the payout partner completes the payment for sending the funds to the beneficiary. And so we're starting to see this come to fruition here, more specifically when ISO 222 standard is fully implemented by March in the United States and then by November 2025 globally. On top of that, Donald Trump getting into office, well, his media company is reportedly in talks to acquire Bakkt. The crypto exchange has 16 coins, and XRP is one of them. They also have Algorand, Bitcoin, Avalanche, Cardano, Chainlink, Cosmos, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Pepe, Polkadot, Shiba Inu, Solana, and of course, USDC. And this just in, Arcax adds tokenized money market funds from State Street, Fidelity, and LGIM launching on Hedera, XRP Ledger, and Arbitrum. Now, On this video right here on arcax.com at the Ripple event, listen to what the co-founder Graham Rodford had to say.
6 years ago, we thought everything was moving onto a blockchain, and now everyone's sure that it's going to happen. So every day more than the last, I see more and more moving on chain. We've built an exchange, 24/7 matching engine, and a tokenization platform, and we've just introduced XRPL onto that. So what that means is every funds that we have available on our platform, every security in the world that we can custody can now be brought to XRPL. We've got a lot of money market funds out there at the moment. We've got Aberdeen and BlackRock funds available on our website. But there's also a series of investment managers that are coming along and will be available on XRPL. Many stablecoins are using us to manage their reserves. A lot of companies are giving us their assets to be able to safekeep for them. Over the next few years, I think you're going to see mainstream instruments like equities and debt from large issuers being brought on chain. I think you will start to see some of the sandbox projects from the various regulators transitioning to clearinghouses and CSDs. So in the next 3 years, you'll see more issuances on chain. Then with a 5 to 10 year view, I think we'll start to see a seismic shift for the traditional world back onto the chain side.
So this is absolutely massive. And now that this lawsuit is coming to a conclusion, listen to what Brad Garlinghouse had to say about the recent war on crypto and what's to come in the future.
Welcome back. Bitcoin has been on fire. Take a look at Bitcoin this morning at 93,761, the cryptocurrency touching a new all-time high of about $94,000 yesterday. As the Trump rally continues, Trump Media and Technology Group also reportedly in advanced talks to acquire crypto exchange Bakkt. Bakkt says it does not comment on, quote, market rumors or speculation. The acquisition would mark Trump's latest move into the world of crypto after promising to explore crypto-friendly policies on the campaign trail. Joining me now is the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. Brad, great to see you.
Very good to see you. Thanks
so much for being here. Tell us how Ripple fits into this whole crypto framework that we're actually understanding better and better recently.
So from the earliest days, Ripple has been focused on solving the problem around cross-border payments. It's slow, it's expensive, and we use a digital asset called XRP to help speed that up, make it very inexpensive and very reliable. But the challenge, as you know well, is the U.S. has had this very hostile. The Biden administration has been waging a war on crypto, and I think an unlawful war. Courts have agreed with us on that. And we're finally seeing that kind of unlocked in a Trump embraced crypto and crypto embraced Trump. And I think we're seeing that reflect in kind of how the markets have reacted since the election.
So for Ripple, do you think that this also unlocks new revenue opportunities for you in the U.S.? Because I know the customer base largely outside the U.S.
You're exactly right. You know, the United States SEC filed a lawsuit about what is XRP 4 years ago. And so it kind of froze the U.S. market opportunity for us. You know, if you're a U.S. bank or U.S. financial institution, you're like, let's just wait and see how this plays out. So sure. 95% of our customers are outside the United States. And finally, I think we're at a point where we can actually see growth and see the crypto industry thrive here in the United States. The largest economy in the world has really been leaning out of the crypto economy.
And giving it up to China.
There's no question. Look, it's growing in the UK, it's growing in Japan, it's growing in Switzerland. I mean, these are big economies that are leaning, you know, the US really has been the outlier in many ways.
Yeah, it's a great point. So talk to us about your outlook for crypto under the Trump administration and this deregulation that Trump is underway, thinking about and talking about. Look, he's been putting together a cabinet. We still don't have his idea on a Securities and Exchange Commission head, CFTC head. All of these agencies want a piece of you, want a piece of the crypto industry. They all want to have some kind of a regulatory, role here. Do you think you get more clarity under the Trump administration? Who's running things?
Yes, we want them to have a role. And as you know well, one of the biggest problems the crypto industry has had isn't the idea there's too much regulation. It's just the regulation's not even clear. We're trying to apply laws from literally 1946, a famous Supreme Court case called the Howey test. We're trying to apply that to a digital asset industry that's been developed in the last 10, 15, 20 years. And so it just doesn't fit. And I think as we bring this new, really the Trump cabinet to bear, getting those clear rules, which we've been asking for under the Biden administration for years, I think we're finally going to get that clarity, which will help the U.S. lead again. And I think Trump talks about making America great again. I think he's going to make crypto great again in the United States.
No, he certainly talks about it a lot and wants more in terms of the U.S. role in that. Trump reportedly meeting privately with the CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, on Monday to discuss key appointments for the second Trump administration. So Fox Business's Edward Lawrence spoke to Coinbase chief policy officer about that meeting. Watch this.
We're gratified by the degree that the Trump team has had an open door with us and given us an opportunity to talk about our vision about crypto and to see them ultimately adopt much of that. We're very excited to do our part to fulfill the president's vision of making the U.S. a crypto and digital asset leader of the world. There's a lot of work to be done. There was a lot of damage done over the last 4 years that all of us in the industry and working with our policymakers can kind of get going on to restore the U.S.'s position as a global leader.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it would speak volumes if Trump put in a crypto expert in the SEC. That would be unbelievable. Or CFTC. Where does Coinbase fit into all of this?
I mean, Coinbase has been a really important voice in this. I think, three key players came together during this election cycle. Coinbase, Ripple, and Andreessen Horowitz came together to really make sure that crypto was front foot on the agenda. And I think we will get someone at the SEC who is very familiar with crypto. There's a couple names still in the mix that I think are very strong candidates. And the nice thing is these are people who don't go in with we're going to attack this industry. And it really did turn out to be, at a minimum, unethical and a maximum unlawful. And again, federal courts are saying that, not just Brad Garlinghouse.
Right. And Trump has talked about the stablecoin industry as well. You're about to launch a stablecoin. Is that right? We are indeed. Ripple announced not too long ago, we're announcing something called RLUSD or Ripple USD. The stablecoin market now is 170, about $180 billion. And the largest player is called Tether. We think there's an opportunity for the Ripple of the world, the institutional use case, selling into banks, solving that cross-border, and really making payments cheaper, faster. We think this is a perfect use case of these technologies. I can understand it because slowly but surely you're seeing financial services get it and start implementing crypto, stablecoins in their businesses. Trump, of course, has vowed to fire SEC Chairman Gary Gensler on day one. I said day one. And Gensler has recently signaled that he may soon resign after President-elect Trump's massive election win. Here's a look at some of the rumored contenders Trump is considering for the chairman of the SEC, Brad. And I want to get your take on what's the most important thing that person should do in the early days of this new role at the SEC, should one of these folks get them. I think working with Congress and identifying here's the gaps in the existing laws that create the confusion. I think, I don't know all those candidates personally, but there's a bunch of very strong candidates up there that I think aren't going to pretend that, hey, the rules are clear. Gary Gensler would testify in front of Congress and literally say the rules are clear, but in the next sentence, he wouldn't answer the question, is ETH a security? So to me, it's just this, head in the sand. It's a new dawn for crypto in the United States, and I think we really can make this the heartbeat of the crypto and blockchain industry in the next 5 or 10 years. For so many people, they feel like the people who are writing these rules, writing the framework for crypto, actually don't understand it. I mean, do you think Gary Gensler actually understands the crypto business? One of the most frustrating things about Gary Gensler, he actually taught classes at MIT about crypto. And if you watch the videos of him teaching these classes, and then you listen to him after he became the chair of the SEC under Elizabeth Warren's kind of guidance. Oh, I see where you're going. It was a night and day difference. And so he is smart. He understands, but he's political. Extremely. And hypocritical. Yeah. Look, literally the federal courts were calling the SEC under his leadership. These are exact quotes: arbitrary and capricious, failing to follow a faithful allegiance to the law. Wow. They were even sanctioned in one case in Utah. That the SEC was sanctioned by a federal judge. This is not what we want from our government institutions, to work for the people and to actually protect investors. So XRP is now trading above $1 for the first time in 3 years, and $2 is coming very soon. The entire XRP community has been watching the chart very closely, and very similar to what happened back from 2014 to 2017 during these 5 phases right here. You guys can see wave 1 at the all-time high, 2 at the COVID low, 3 at the 2021 high, 4 at the bear market bottom, and then 5 during this long, boring 485-day consolidation period. During the last
5 number that you can see right here during this consolidation period. It was like 473 days before XRP broke out. And so when XRP broke out, if we go to the XRP price chart, on the first rally up that happened for XRP on the left-hand side of the screen back in March, you guys can see XRP went all the way up to about 7 cents, and then it consolidated for about 30 days, dropping over 60%. And then on the next breakout for XRP, it rallied over a 13x in the matter of 1 month. So I've said this so many times before, and people just seem to forget how quickly these breakouts take place, because institutions, what they do is they set traps for retail, and that's why we see retail coming back. And so this is just a big trap, right? They pump the price up really quick. This is not your grandma, your mom, your grandpa, your dad, your cousins just coming in and everybody deciding to buy XRP all at the same time. No, that's not what's happening. That's institutions coming in and dumping in billions of dollars all at the same time with a strategic plan to pump up the price of XRP. And then sure enough, we see a consolidation period take place. Who knows how long it's going to be? Maybe it's a month, just like what happened back in 2017. And then all of a sudden, when everyone forgets about XRP and they think that it's not going to do anything, or they're scared going into Christmas time thinking that XRP is going to come all the way back down here to 65 cents. And if XRP is hovering at right around $1 still, then boom, they come in, they pump in billions of dollars more into XRP, and then retail starts FOMOing in all the way up at like $2 to $3, and then they consolidate the price for another period of time. Look at this. Look how long this consolidation period was, for roughly 200 plus days, and XRP dropped 60+% during that. And so when the price pumped up that fast, and we saw institutions dumping in millions and billions of dollars right here all the way to 40 cents, then retail was caught in this trap. This is the trap right here. Retail buys these highs, and then the institutions take profit. They dump on everybody really quick, and then the price consolidates for a period of time, and it coils up in some type of triangle formation. In this case, it's a symmetrical triangle before the final blow off top. So right now, what's going on is the consolidation period for XRP. Now, nobody knows how long it's going to last. Maybe it lasts a month, maybe it lasts shorter, maybe it lasts a little bit longer than that. The real key is obviously when we were talking about XRP all the way since the bear market low, all the way down here, that was the best time to accumulate XRP. Now, the second best time is before the next breakout, especially with all these partnerships taking place. When we look right here at the CEO of Cardano that rallied over 100% recently, Charles Hoskinson said, just had a great meeting with Jed McCaleb. And Jed McCaleb responded, can confirm. David Schwartz, it was a pleasure talking to you. Midnight sounds extremely interesting. Charles Hoskinson, it was great talking to Joel Katz about Midnight and XRP. Wonderful technical conversation. Then Brad Garlinghouse chimed in and said, thanks for the kind words, Charles. Now is the time for the crypto community to come together, push for a level playing field and a clear rules of the road. A rising tide lifts all boats. And that's why we're seeing the ISO standard projects rally all at the same time. These dinosaur coins are waking up, but I prepared you guys for this. If you watch videos from a year ago, I said, watch, as stablecoin regulation starts coming to the industry, as we get closer to the end of 2024, going into 2025, it's just going to ramp up. So my prediction for 2025 is the ISO projects are going to absolutely crush it. And we're going to see a lot of the crypto degens be like, oh, how did I not see that? You know, I was too busy trading AI coins, gaming coins, meme coins. They're going to start flooding back into these projects. And watch, I'm going to come back a year from right now and explain how I was right, and everyone's just going to be dumbfounded. This is too easy to see. When we look at these documents right here, Hedera is working on the digital dollar with centralbank.gov. And if we look at each of these documents, for example, one right here, Form S1, registration statement for Canary HBAR ETF. It's coming. Get ready, you guys. On top of an XRP ETF that's coming. So there's been rumors spreading that Hedera HBAR is working on the digital dollar with the central bank. We'll see if that comes true. But according to Techport, Hedera Hashgraph based distributed ledger for aerospace applications. Hedera is a public distributed ledger technology that solves all of the challenges and inefficiencies of the blockchain commonly associated with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Unlike blockchain, Hedera Hashgraph provides for transaction speeds up to 500,000 per second with over 900,000 a day just in beta phase, the highest known level of security, and a world-class governance council that includes Boeing, Google, IBM, among many others, as investing and managing members. C10 Global and its exceptional partners and advisors propose to meet the needs of NASA and future commercial clients by developing a decentralized application that provides a trustworthy, robust, encrypted file service decentralized app, and a space mission management decentralized app built on Hedera Hashgraph distributed ledger network, providing enterprise level performance, security, governance, and stability, and regulatory compliance. Keyword regulation here. Now, Hedera and the Department of State, you bet. Hedera is also working with NASA, the SEC for ETF talks. Yes, it's happening. Fox News also says Brian Brooks is rumored to be the next SEC chairman, and he's on the HBAR Foundation. So if that takes place, that's just absolutely massive for this project. And this is why we've seen the price break out from 5 cents upwards of 12 cents. And I posted in the Telegram group a little while back saying you will regret not accumulating HBAR at these levels, literally all the way down here at like 5 cents. And then HBAR proceeded to sell off for a bit. So people were looking at that post. They were like, no, I'm not going to accumulate any HBAR, because the price proceeded to sell off another 22% from my post over the course of 50 days. So people are like, yeah, no, that's not happening, because people are too short-sighted, guys. They only think one day at a time, let alone max 7 days to the weekend, like I just said at the beginning of this video. And then sure enough, HBAR broke out from those levels. So the best investors in the world are really good at accumulating relatively low. It doesn't have to be exactly at the bottom. You know, if you accumulate at 5 cents, as you can see, it's not exactly the bottom, but it's relatively low compared to the bottom. And then if you just held for a long period of time, you know, even till now, you're up 138% from when that post was made. So people are wondering, is it possible for HBAR to go to $15 this bull run cycle? Well, if we draw the Fibonacci extension tool from the all-time high to the bear market low, a full extension is $2.30. So it doesn't even matter if HBAR goes to $15 or not. If it does a full extension, I mean, that's nearly, you know, an 18x from right there. No complaints. I think by next bull run, that's definitely possible. But even if HBAR goes to a 1.618, anywhere between there and a 4.236, even heck, back to the all-time high is a win. Nonetheless, what I'm expecting to happen here is a consolidation at this descending resistance, because HBAR is in a much more macro symmetrical triangle. So as XRP consolidates, I would expect the ISO projects to just consolidate at these levels right here, potentially over the next 30 days. And then what would need to take place for HBAR to see a break of resistance and the next leg up? Otherwise, it's just going to get rejected from this descending resistance and come all the way back down here to back test the 7 cent support region. It would be a breakout for total 2. Now, if we draw from the recent high of March to this neckline right here, and we draw a rounded bottom formation, and we just extend it out, we could see some choppy price action leading into December. Maybe we see a potential retest of the previous high and it gets rejected from it, and we form some sort of handle formation right here going into December and January, and inevitably then we break out and then we see the rise in altcoins. If this were to take place, well, if we just measure from the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup for the depth, and we put it on a potential breakout point, and then we just zoom out here, that would put the target for the altcoin market at roughly $2.3 trillion. So that'd be an extra $1 trillion coming into the altcoin market, and I think it could do much better than that, but conservatively speaking, that's what I would be expecting for the entire altcoin market, and that's what would be needed to take place in order for HBAR to break out. Guys, if we don't break this resistance and the altcoin market, you know, just does something like this and just waddles around, it doesn't break out, then no, HBAR is not going to break out. XRP is most likely not going to break out until after this resistance breaks and the altcoins make a new high for the year and inevitably pass the previous high of November 2021, because currently they're lagging behind Bitcoin and they're off from the all-time high of about like 40 to 50%. This is why it's so important to lock in right now and prepare for the next leg up, because there are plenty of opportunities right now that are emerging in the space that have even bigger potential than XRP, even bigger potential than HBAR, because they are low cap to mid cap projects. For example, our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. 1,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University through the link below. And although we make no guarantees because crypto is definitely risky, guys, this is only $97 a month or $970 a year. If you want to save $194, getting 2 months for free and unlock some exclusive bonuses, just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers to help you become the first millionaire in your family tree. If that's a goal of yours, our goal is to help 1,000 members set their portfolio up for life this month. And you can get started through the link in the description below right now, or you can go to bullrunners.com to take advantage of the bonuses we're giving you before they expire. We have about 200 members right now, and we literally just launched like less than 5 days ago at the time of making this video. Everyone is loving the community. They're loving the education. They're getting access to real-time altcoin picks first before we ever make videos about them. So click the link in the description below, watch the video, and I'll see you on the inside.